don't just think it is going to happen in such a manner in future, because it is already happening in front of you. And when tokenization is getting the acceleration we anticipated, you need to look at all the recent announcements and then analyze it. Now, these announcements regarding companies going in on this technology, and this is happening at a time when G7 was having a conversation regarding crypto. This tweet in this particular time period is really a positive vibe. As we await for next step of a rally, say the wave 1 after the preparatory rally, certain factors need to be considered. If you understand the language of technical analysis, you will have to jump in and look and see what really is happening. Because while you look at different charts, you understand different factors. Say, look at XRP. What does the price action tells you? It gives you clear indication what it's going to do, at least to 70 to 75% probability. So if the odds are on your side, 70 to 75% of time, chances are you're going to make money. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. If you're thinking about making money, you really need to look at what really is happening in the market. Not only in the fundamental side, but also in the technical side. Because when the fundamental changes come, say there is an announcement tomorrow, investors would react to it today, even before the actual announcement. When the market shows you different signs, if you are able to understand the language of technical analysis, you can say that this is going to happen, and I'll say 70-75% odds are on our side. Say I made a call yesterday based on the charts which I saw, what I saw, and I put that out to my premium, platinum and every members in different time frames based on, as I saw it, I informed the platinum members and premium members right away. And then after I was free, say 10, 15, 20 minutes afterwards, I informed every patrons. Now, one of that guy came back and told he didn't actually thought it's going to drop that low, but it did, and good call. So that is the benefit you have when you can read the language of technical analysis. Now, looking at what news are coming in, not everyone would be happy about this, even though they are XRP holder, and it can be positive for the price of XRP. Many won't be happy. Now, personally, it's just political point of view, but as an investor, you should be looking at all the different aspects, what central banks are doing, what governments are doing. It's not just about your political view, it's about the actual investments. So while you think as an investor, understanding key points in the market is really important. Say, if you are going to look at Bitcoin price, we previously broke below this pattern. I highlighted to you guys that the chances are we may move towards 18.3 towards 18K for Bitcoin. Now, if that level won't hold, yes, we'll have to reanalyze what are the other support areas, looking at the chart, previous support resistance zones, and then look at the market, whether the market is reacting positively, the volume is going down, up, and how the actual changes are happening. Now, if you look at XRP, this is XRP on a daily, and you can see XRP came back towards the moving average. Now, remember when I say this, here during the pump, we went way up. Consider the moving average. The blue line here is the 20-day moving average. It was really far away from the price, even though it's the 20-day moving average, which is kind of the closer one in this 20, 50 and 200. So now the price came back to that 20. I personally expect that it can have a support, or at least the buyers would be thinking, okay, now that we reached this point, it should be a good buy. To understand more about that, what you can do is you can go look at history, price, fluctuations, trends. And what you see there is kind of, say, this is 20-day moving average. It's acting as a support, and you have a trend line support, a rising trend line support at the same point. So chances are you may get more support there. Now if you zoom back out, go back into history and look what really happened, then you can see that the price actually went up here. It corrected back, came near towards that 20-day moving average. Then again, it bounced, went up. Then again, after that, it consolidated, corrected back towards the 20-day moving average. In that bull market, in that entire bull market, till that first correction after wave 2, we didn't come back towards the 50 or 200-day moving average. Whereas after the wave 2 correction, all of these moving average came together and then again it pumped. So all of those moving average zone was acting as a support. In other words, or in the real term, buyers were happy to re-enter into the market and buy more positions when the price was coming back to the moving average, because you have to understand, moving averages are lagging indicators. So when the moving average reaches this particular point, it should at the moment mean, okay, the price is already down or up, but it gives you a clear indication that what is already happening and what can happen in the near future. So when you actually jump in to look at the trend, say this is a 4-hour chart of XRP. Look at RSI, look at MACD, it's going down when the price is staying similar. So that is a divergence which you get there when you are having higher lows in a 4-hour pattern, right? Then we are still below the 20 and 50-day moving average on a 4-hour chart, which is showing you bearish signal, but the price is just at that support level. As you can see, previously when we came there once, twice and thrice, we kind of pumped. So multiple times this particular level is being respected by the price. So it's always up to you to decide based on what you see in the market. Now at the same time, you can see calls saying XRP is going to be a perfect investment going further. As you see Bitcoin corrected, then all season and all, you are going to get a lot of pump. Now, different articles suggest different aims, different ideas and different directions. But the key idea here is everything is going to be tokenized. And in a world where every asset is going to be tokenized, you have to understand all the exchanges will be involved. So when you say, okay, Coinbase was not going through this, they delayed it till this last moment, but right now they are in. And I believe, yes, this is not something normal. This is something huge, which majority of us don't actually understand or don't even know right now what really is happening. But make sure that this is happening and you are a part of it. It's not like you'll have to go give your ledger, every detail to them to get 100% of the airdrop. I personally won't do that. Instead, if you have assets on your exchanges, different exchanges, then do that. Now, when I say different exchanges, majority would say, why would you actually split it in different exchanges? Look at Coinbase and other exchanges. When volume pops up, it's broke actually. You'll have different types of maintenance when the price is going up and you want to take profits. So if you have multiple accounts, it's going to help you. Either if Binance is down or Coinbase is down, you can use Uphold, you can use BitTrue. So it kind of works at that time. Either one or the other, you can use it for your future. Now at the same time, when you look at these news, it's not just, G7 is going at it and all. There are others who are highlighting clearly that China is going to put this out. China enables digital yuan peer-to-peer transfers. That's not actually a small deal. That's going to be a huge deal within China and their economy. So the West or the Wild West will not be completely happy that China reached that point first, because they were, sitting idle for a long time. But right now, China has the lead and others are trying to catch up. But when they are really trying to catch up, you need to understand the investments in that side is already increasing. If you look at this particular news, you can see MicroStrategy is raising $400 million to buy more Bitcoin. Now, as we discussed yesterday, why more Bitcoin or Ether? Because the regulatory side is a little bit more clear for them. And for XRP, 100 XRP Ledger customers or partners of Ripples are waiting for regulatory clarity. So once that regulatory clarity hits, it's going to change. Now, As I told in the initial stage, the political view may differ, but XRP Crypto Wolf tweets this out, highlighting Circle CEO points that the Biden administration will ultimately be supportive of crypto. Okay, so that's one point of view. And then when you come into Ripple's own Brad Garlinghouse statement previously, if you look at that, Brad Garlinghouse actually donated to Biden for president campaigning earlier this year and also last year for Kamala Harris. So, and when that electoral results was kind of out by the media, we saw Brad highlighting or congratulating the new so-called president-elect. Now, yes, I again respect many of you have different political view and that differs. Anyway, politics, we can keep it aside and look at the real investment side of this. Russia is nearing the end of its monetary easing cycle after it cut interest rates to a record low. You have to understand central banks have a limit. They can't cut rates to that extent where you are providing a lot of cash, pushing a lot more liquidity into the economy, which is not coming back because at this time, the pandemic has hit almost every region in this planet, every type of different business, except, the sanitizer, masks and all, but mainly it affected almost every type of different businesses. So, the money flow inside the economy is low and they can't push more into the economy. The hyperinflation will come in soon. Now, the inflation has already started, I do agree, but the hyperinflation side of this hasn't actually started yet. So once that kick in, it would be so bad for you to think, okay, I should have done these investments before. Let it be crypto, let it be silver or any other different assets. You will regret that because the fiat is depreciating, as I highlighted in yesterday's video. The tweet from Matey highlights, in just one day, you lost 1.18% in UK, say in terms of pound sterling with US dollars. Whereas, you also have to understand the dollars is also going down. Now, there would be a slight bounce, dead cat bounce in the dollar because a lot of investors think dollar is a safe haven. Yeah, I agree it's not, but many do believe so. Say, for example, I don't believe much in Bitcoin, but a lot of others do believe that. So, if you're an investor looking at that asset, you should be looking at how many of the individuals are looking to invest and make money in that asset. If there is a lot, chances are, yes, you also will be able to do that. But you really have to look at the market cycle, analyze that asset on different time frames, say long time frame, weekly, monthly would be better. Now, in that aspect, if you look at XRP, we can clearly see there is something changing. If you look here, the pump from 0.12, 0.11 towards 0.25 was having like say 25-30 degrees, and then the next pump from 0.15 towards 0.32 was like 50 degree angle. Then the next one is like 90 degree, as I highlighted yesterday. So that impulsive moves on a daily or a weekly, with that confirmation of volume coming in on weekly or even daily. Weekly gives you clear signal on how high it went during that pump in volume. A lot of buyers came in at that moment. So they don't want to miss this opportunity. And if you look back at the RSI, it's still, as we highlighted, testing this level. It hasn't actually broken below. Now, even if it broke below that, it's not a big deal because till 70 here, it's overbought territory. We can bounce. Zoom out, look at the history. We have done that previously. We came a little bit down, then boom. So that's not a bad thing to do. And if you push to that precision level to understand when it happened, you can see that that's just before that pump here, right? Before we started the wave one. This was the preparatory wave, which you can see there. And then this one towards that wave, next wave. So zoom out, look at the total scenario and understand that the trend has changed. At least if you believe this now, don't follow the chart on every hour now and then if you are not short-term trading. That's going to give you a lot of new different price levels the market will be offering you, so you should be buying or selling, but it can affect the overall trading positions. Instead, you look at one target, you look at the chart, analyze that, then put that buy in. At least forget for time being and come back if there is something huge changing in the market. Otherwise, just neglect the noise, because that's how you really look disciplined investor, disciplined trader. If you want to do that to make money, yes, that's the right way to go. Even though I won't recommend more of short-term trading, it's better to understand what patterns are evolving on shorter time frame patterns, because if you see, either you can actually put it like this, say we went up, we broke that, we came back below, we are still moving something like this. So if you extend this here, you can see this is happening. And there was a question in my Patreon why I extended this line, and now they know it. We tested once, twice, and this is the third time. So in the history, if you go back and look at the history in 2017, you can see something similar. There was, doubt even in the Patreon group, but I explained in the way I understand, because if you look at these price points, you can clearly see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it broke out. Then a retest once, twice, and this is the third time. So that gives you the validity for that pattern, at least in my eyes. There can be guys who will just connect this like this at the top, say this is going like this, it hasn't reached the top yet and it just broke to the downside, right? Instead of looking at it the way I look, say you have to connect 1, 2, this is a fake out. You can clearly see the candle didn't close to the upside and it came immediately to the downside, which is similar to the case here. So you can go through these candles at the top here, because the actual close is not like this. So this is the close which I'm considering here, and then extending through this one, then it touches here, right? So you can clearly see that movement. So whenever you are trading, always do understand you have support, right? You look at the price, you'll understand on a different time frame that there is a support level, resistance level, which you should be looking at whether the price is respecting that or not, because the fundamentals are getting so stronger that the adoption rate is increasing now. Spanish banking giant is saying that they are going to launch crypto custody service. So this is here and this is being implemented. It's not like it's coming in the future, it's already here, and the early investors would reap the benefit when the rest of the herd comes in. If you received value for your time, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.